guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, my face is like so beat right now. I'm like looking at my monitor. My makeup is, she's there. Okay, hi. I love the contrast of wearing the most glamorous makeup and wearing like pajamas or like, you know, like comfy clothes. I think it's so funny. It's like, what do you mean? This is just what I look like. I'm just in my comfy clothes. But anyways, for today's video, I figured we could play a little game. You guys are just gonna be watching. I'm gonna be playing a game. So for today's video, I'm gonna be watching the Jubilee video titled, Do All Transgender People Think the Same? I figured it'd be kind of fun to react to and see if I agree with, you know, the other transgender people in this video. I post new videos here on my channel 2 times a week, so if you guys are not yet subscribed, make sure that you do that right now. Go ahead. I'll wait for you. I'm so annoying. Are you done? Thank you very much. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to keep us up to date with me as possible. And I also have a Patreon, so if you guys like the work that I do here on my channel and you would like to donate, the link for that is down below as well. But yeah, with no further ado, let's get right into today's video. Oh my god. So the video is titled, Do All Transgender People Think the Same? It's part of Jubilee's Spectrum series where they have a bunch of different people from, you know, an individual community come in and they ask them questions, and you can just kind of see the differing opinions within a community. So I'm gonna play each of the questions obviously, and then I'm gonna pause it before any of the participants give their responses, and I'm gonna give you guys my response, like what I would say if I was there, and then we can watch some of the responses from the people in the video.
Children are capable of understanding their gender identity.
I'm gonna make it a little bit easier for myself and just give like numbers, you know what I mean? So number 1 will be strongly agree, 2 will be, I'll just say the word, okay? Never mind. I've talked about trans kids on my channel many times, so I think you guys probably already know what I would say. Just to clarify, I would strongly agree that children are capable of understanding their gender identity.
I was 6 years old and I have a clear, vivid memory of telling a friend walking down the street, I think I would have been better off born a girl. And I had my whole family, like half my family telling me, you can't be that. My friends telling me, you'll never be female. And a therapist telling me like, oh, you'll never look female. Your hands are too big, your voice is too low. And here I am very female. Right. So I'd like to believe that I was right.
Gender roles are necessary.
I guess I would slightly disagree. Is that one of the answers? Slightly disagree? I guess, yeah. The key word in this is necessary. I think that if we had a society without gender roles, if we had a world without gender roles, I think we would be fine. I feel like we're pretty much good, you know what I mean? I guess I can see how gender roles can sometimes be beneficial because maybe it'll help a trans person realize that they're in the wrong gender role or something like that. But I think ultimately they just do more harm than good because one, you're defining all people, including cisgender people, to small little categories based on their gender. Stupid. Like, why? But also specifically for transgender people, I think they do a lot more harm than good. Growing up, I never felt comfortable in a male gender role, but I was constantly being policed and shoved into it. That really messed with my head and like my sense of confidence. So yeah, I guess I would disagree. Maybe what's the one in between strongly and slightly? Just disagree? I'm like a number 5. Okay, does that make sense?
Gender norms and gender constructs, like growing up, they hurt me. They were like, you're a boy, you can't like dress up, you can't play with dolls. That just like made me like start to think that I wasn't made correctly or I wasn't right.
I'm non-binary. There's no like non-binary gender role, you know? There's like female and male, and then whatever's in between, you just kind of don't belong. Like if it didn't exist at all, I wouldn't have to. No one would have to try and fit. No one would have to build their own role.
As much as the gender roles are hurting by being so constricting, also, that constriction a lot of that is what kind of helped me understand my trans identity. But it exists. I don't want it to exist in some of the ways that it does, but it does.
I feel like we all pretty much agree. Cute. Love that. Also, if you're trans, I hope you're playing along down below because obviously, you know, I think they have 6 trans people here. I'm a 7th. 7 trans people is not representative of everybody, so I want to hear your opinions down below too.
Gender reassignment surgery is necessary to be transgender.
Ooh, good question. Okay. Strongly disagree. Obviously, strongly disagree. Again, the key word here is necessary to be transgender. Like if you want bottom surgery, if you want sexual reassignment surgery, that's fine. You like your own path, you do you know what I'm saying? But to say that it's necessary to be transgender it's just not only wrong, but you're again placing those rules and regulations on trans people that, you know, may not be beneficial to them.
It depends on the person. It very much depends on the person.
100%.
A lot of people don't need it. The social transitions, the personal transitions and things that are much more important to people than the medical transition.
Female from the point that I as a child developed a sense of gender. I still get asked like, oh, like when you had your surgery, do you feel like a woman now? And I was like, not any more than I did last week, I guess.
That is an interesting take. I didn't consider the question from like that angle, you could say. So I guess if the question was, is gender reassignment surgery necessary for some people to be happy? Yeah, the answer would be yes. But the answer to this question, in my opinion, is not yes. Anyways, whatever, doesn't matter.
Dating is difficult for me.
Okay. Shit, I didn't want to have to fucking answer this one, goddamn. Here's the thing. There's like good parts and bad parts to dating when you're trans. The bad parts being you have a more limited range of people that, you know, would be down to be with you just because there's a lot of misconceptions, a lot of like stigma, all that kind of stuff. But I also kind of see it as a good thing because, you know, if somebody doesn't want to date me for being trans, in my eyes, it's kind of just like weeding them out anyways. I'm like, okay, well, if you're not cool with that, then we probably wouldn't have got along very well anyways. I will say that dating for me is a lot harder online. When I meet somebody in person, it's much harder for them to put their, you know, preconceived notions about trans people on me because I'm literally like, I'm right in front of them. But when you're dating online and people just see pictures and you're just texting or whatever, a lot of times people don't have a lot of experience with trans people, so they place all of those, you know, stigmas and preconceived notions on me before I have a chance to like tell them about who I am or have a chance to get to know them or like interact with them in the real world. I don't know, I've just found that when I meet people in real life, it's a lot easier for them, or like I feel like they're less likely to be like weirded out by the fact that I'm trans because they like already met me. You know what I'm saying? Did I agree? What was the question? I have to pick a spot. Dating is hard for me being trans. I would say slightly agree.
The only kind of people that I attract are people that want to like fetishize trans people. So they'll be like, you're so hot, I want to do this and this and this with you. But then I'm like, oh, but like, let's go out in public, let's like go to dinner or something. They're like, ooh, I don't know about all that. Like, I don't want my friends to know I'm dating someone like you. And it's like, they feel like they have to come out as well as someone who's attracted to like a trans person.
It's confusing for them if they say like, oh, so am I like gay or something like that? And it's like, no, because I am attracted to straight men and like straight men are like attracted to me. Do you know what I mean?
Weird being like not a part of the binary, so people are really like, so what am I? What are you? Like, what is this?
Where do we fit together?
Yeah, it's kind of like, I think I like you, but I don't know what I like. What is this? I'm like, if you like, then take.
Never really thought about that before. See, this is why I like watching videos like this, because I wouldn't have thought of that. Like if I were to date a non-binary person, like how would I describe my sexuality? Not that I need to, like it's fine, I don't give a fuck, but like how would I do that? Like would I be straight or not straight or just like, is there a word? Again, I don't care, I'm just curious.
There are risks to being transgender.
Oh, period. Yeah, 100%. Strongly agree. Not only is a physical transition, like surgeries and stuff like that, like dangerous, like it's physically dangerous. Living a life as a transgender person is not easy. The acceptance of trans people, yes, it has come a long, long way, but it still has a long way to go. There are people out there that will attack and even kill people just for being transgender. There are people out there that would try to take away healthcare, housing, education, your job, literally everything like that just for being transgender. So yes, there are absolutely very, very real risks to being transgender. That being said, I mean, it's a risk worth taking, honey. Sorry. It's true, it is worth taking, but...
Transitioning is dangerous.
Yeah,
Transitioning
100%.
is not easy. Like I've been beaten, I've had death threats, I've had sexual assault, someone threatened me of that. And I'm privileged in this community because of my race or because I transitioned younger. And the biggest problem is that trans women of color are the ones being murdered in this country. It is totally worth it because there's no life outside of this.
So the fear of violence from others, yes, that's a risk. But I don't know, there's risks playing the stock market. There's a risk when you eat that McDonald's. Everything's a risk, you know, nowadays. But I feel like what's really worth it was my mental health. That's not a risk I'm willing to take.
I love my body.
You know, if you asked me this question when I first transitioned, it would have been much different, obviously. I mean, I guess not obviously, but for me, it would have been much, much different. I did not like literally anything about myself before I transitioned. I told this story before, but I remember sitting in my therapist's office and she was like, all right, well, let's like find something that you like about yourself and like, we'll go from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be like, okay, well, what about this? And I'm like, no, I don't like that. And then she was like, okay, well, what about this? I'm like, no, I don't like that either. And they were about things that didn't even inherently have a gender, you know what I'm saying? Like I hated like my ears. But now since I've transitioned, I would, you know, strongly agree. I love my body. And it's not just because I've had surgeries or, you know, gone on hormones or whatever. It's because I've really come to terms with myself as a transgender person. Truly, truly love who I am. I truly love, you know, what I represent, you can say. That's so stupid. But I don't know, I'm just really, really happy with like where I am in my life. That's that. Oh my God, I just noticed I got a flu shot the other day, guys. Ow. Fucking hurt, man. Anyways.
It's so hard. It's so hard because like being told like women have this and women look like this and women, and it's like, then I don't look like that. So I must hate my body then because my body is what keeps me from looking like a woman. Then I like get out of that like toxic mindset and I'm just like, wait. I am a woman.
The truth. And the truth is that I love my mind, I love my life, but there are days that I have where my self-esteem issues are so bad that I can't leave the room. And I almost didn't even go to my college graduation because I was like, I'm not female enough to graduate college or something. And all that being said, I have no regrets. That was the thing.
Some of these answers are making me really sad. I love you all.
Sometimes I wish I wasn't transgender.
I want to say no. I want to say disagree. But it's fucking hard. It's hard. There are times when I just cannot let go of the fact that my life would have been so much easier had I not been transgender. Again, it's on that line where sometimes I'm like, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I do wish that, you know, life was easier. But at the same time, I recognize that, you know, I might not have the platform that I have if I wasn't trans. I might not be able to help people in the way that I do now. So yeah, I guess for the current moment, I'm cool with it. I'm gonna say slightly disagree.
You know, this is not something I would wish purposefully on my worst enemy. You know, it's not pleasant. You go through all sorts of interesting changes. It cost me my spouse that I love dearly, but it was so important to me that it had to happen that I'm pleased that I did it. It's the best thing I've ever done in my life, but it's also something I'd never wish on anybody else on purpose.
It's not the fact that I'm trans that I don't like. It's the discrimination that I face that I don't like. The intersections that I hold, being black, being trans, you know, you find like discrimination comes at you in different ways. And so that's really what I could do without.
If I'm in a certain situation or, I'm somewhere, like I have to worry about my safety for like literally being like who I am in that sense. And it's like nobody should have to worry about like whether they're gonna like make it through something just for like being themselves.
So true.
I would like have times where I was like, God, I wish I wasn't like this. Like I wish I wasn't trans because then like my life would be easier. I wish I was born a woman, or I wish that I was just like comfortable being male. And then I realized that like if I was born a female, like I wouldn't be a part of the LGBTQ community. I wouldn't have gone through the struggles that I have gone through. And like I would be a completely different person, and I love who I am. And so I don't think I would want to change that. And I'm proud to be trans.
What a nice ending. You should be proud to be trans. That was such a good answer. We love that. I feel like I just want to be friends with all of them. They all seem so fun, so nice. And did you notice how even when they disagreed with each other, even when they had different perspectives on different issues or different questions, nobody got like me and nobody said, well, you're not a real trans person. You're not really trans. You're not really trans. You're making us look bad. Everybody was super nice and super understanding of everybody else's, you know, opinions and perspectives. And I think that that is how the trans community should be. But anyways, you guys, that is the end of the Jubilee video, and that is going to be the end of my video as well. Like I said, I hope you guys are playing along. If you weren't, watch it back, put your answers down below. I want to know what you guys think. If you guys did like this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up down below. It really helps out my channel a lot. I'd really appreciate it. Like I said before, I post twice a week on my channel, so if you guys are not yet subscribed and you would like to be, make sure that you do that. But yeah, other than that, I think I'm going to go. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in Monday's video. Bye guys.